Alright, so I had an eventful weekend. I went to visit my sister, and yesterday I had like several emotional meltdowns. The beginning one was from going to like a rage room, which I didn't know these things existed, but apparently they do. It's like a room where you can pay to go like be destructive to things and let out your frustrations. And so like me, my sister and her friend, and my niece, like we go up in there, we get suited up, put on little masks and the jumpsuits and pick our weapons. And we go in there and they start playing Don't Stop Me Now by Queen because they know I like Queen, and I don't know, we just thought of that scene in Shaun of the Dead where they're just like beating the zombies or whatever to that song. But it didn't really happen that way. Like they just started busting up some glass and stuff, and like every noise was just like a freaking stab at my soul, and I just was jumping and feeling like very panicked and could not bring myself to like mutilate things. And so I just stepped out, like I couldn't do it. And I just went outside, found me a nice little tree, and like cuddled up with it and waited for them to return because they got like 30 minutes. And try not to judge myself for being a sensitive soul. So that was the beginning. And then I don't know, I guess like it was just too much stimulation for me. And then like just living out here where there's like no human contact hardly. It was just a lot to take in, like being in a city and just having so many people. And like we went to the mall earlier and it was just like too much happening. So I was just on the edge, man. And so later that night, her friend had like booked us a table at a fancy restaurant. I don't even remember the name of it, but I just was sitting there like waiting. We were all sitting waiting on the table, and then like my brain started going to like how alien I feel and how like I just can't do things like everyone else. Like I just don't feel comfortable, just feel really anxious, and just the thought of being in that restaurant was just like smothering to me. So just got in my feelings and felt like I was about to freaking sob. So I was like, I need to just like, get the truck keys. I just went to the truck and just like sobbed, like, because sometimes I just feel like everything is too much and I just need to like let it out for a good hour and then I'll feel better. But yeah, just let myself have the moment. Try not to judge myself. I voice memoed a friend and she helped me get through that, which I'm very grateful for. And yeah, it was just a very emotionally draining day, and I just felt like I was being a burden to everybody else because of my responses. But I don't know, just had to learn to be compassionate with myself, because like obviously like I've been through things that caused me to react in that way, so it's not my fault. But I don't know, I feel like it's easy to feel like you're an issue if you're just like the party pooper, like ruining everybody's time with your emotions. But I mean, surprisingly everybody was understanding, and I was just like responsible for myself. And I was like, you know, like my sister came and checked on me and she was like, I don't want you to be miserable out here, like I feel guilty. And I was like, no, I don't want to be like, you know, holding up the plans. I just would rather like do what I need in this moment and sit in the truck and be isolated where I'm safe. And I want you to go in there and stuff your face and be happy. So that's what happened, and I felt good just like knowing what was good for me in the moment, like, and not judging myself for not be able to handle things. I mean, even though I did, I went through like little motions of judging myself, but then I realized, you know what? Like, I'm not ashamed of who I am. Like, I'm glad that I'm sensitive, and maybe people don't always appreciate that. Maybe I don't always appreciate that, but I am this way for a reason, and it has its like advantages as well as disadvantages. So I don't know. It was just like a very transformative trip for me, and today was like way more like my speed of things, because we went to a psychic and had readings done, and basically like my intention with the reading was just to like focus on that self-acceptance and kind of like learning to be okay with like the path that I'm on, because I am on this kind of different, I mean, obviously everybody's on a different journey, but like it feels like my journey is like so like disconnected from a lot of people that I've surrounded myself with. And I don't know, like it was pretty cool to talk to her, because she basically said like I'm like an old soul, so like I'm gonna be like, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but I'm gonna be like ahead of the curve on a lot of things, and people won't always know how to take my energy just because I guess they're not on the same level. I feel like I don't want that to seem like I'm just like freaking, I'm all noble. But I do feel that, like, I feel like I'm on this whole other plane of existence, like, all the time. Just going through, like, this spiritual journey that I'm on, like, learning things, and it's just like, where are the other people that are having this, like, intense, like, inner experience? So maybe they just don't talk about it. But, yeah. So that was cool to hear. And then she had a really good sense of humor. Like, she understood me. Like, I feel like that was another topic that kind of stayed in the forefront of the reading, was just like how I have a very like dry sense of humor and just very blunt, and a lot of people don't know how to take that. And I told her like that's gotten me in conflict with others like in the past, just because people, I guess, take me the wrong way and think I'm being like malicious, where I'm really just joking. And I don't know, she kind of encouraged me to like lean more into that, because I have this like I look like a freaking like with my stupid bow and my fashion sense, like I look like just a little like gentle. I mean, I am gentle, but I can also be like freaking firm, and like I know I have like, I can say some harsh things sometimes, like, but I feel like it's all, most of the time it's out of love and like, you know, just no nonsense, just trying to, you know, speak the truth. But anyways, she just thought that was kind of hilarious, the way that I present myself versus like what comes out of my mouth. Yeah, and pretty much told me what I didn't want to hear, but that I already knew. So I mean, it was like I was happy to hear it, even if I wasn't happy to hear it, because I knew I needed to hear it. But pretty much like no sugarcoating. Like, I'm not gonna find a relationship probably in a while, and if I do, I'm gonna have to like probably be hurt enough times to learn how to not overgive and put other people like before myself, and learn how to not invest in the wrong people that don't like reciprocate, and also learn not to expect any reciprocation from people who aren't on the same level like of self-awareness. And pretty much told me that like my naivety, how you say that, naive, whatever, that needs to die, and then like I can't always assume that everybody will have my best interests in mind, because I mean, as much as I love to like forgive and understand people's situations and, you know, empathize. Everyone's not that, like, in tune with themselves, and they kind of do things to hurt me, even if I'm, like, the nicest person ever. Not saying I'm perfect, because I'm so not. But I do know I have a tendency to, like, make excuses for other people to hurt me, and I just tolerate it because I just want to be, like, a loving person. Like, I told her I have, like, so much love to give, but it's just, like, it always gets, like, shit on, pretty much. But, yeah. And, it's just really funny because, like, at the beginning of the reading, I had mentioned, like, how I wanted, my main priority was the self-acceptance thing, but I did mention how, like, I am very lonely, and I would, like, want to find a partner, like, in, like, a healthy way, like, obviously. And she led into the reading saying, like, Spirit, like, will Shawnee find love, or is she doomed to be a loveless troll who lives under a bridge? And then I started making jokes about being a troll, and yeah. I don't know. I just, like, I even got annoyed in the reading, like, because it's just, like, cards came out that I've been seeing in my own personal readings, and it's just, like, I'm more annoyed with myself for not listening and just, like, refusing to learn the lessons. But I just, like, I have a hard time feeling like I'm not being punished by the universe just because things feel so hard and lonely. But I know that's not the case. Like, I see how growth comes from, like, painful experiences, and I'm, like, really grateful for everything that I've endured. Like, it's a weird word, endured. I feel like it's been a journey, and there's one thing, like, the reading really helped me to, like, appreciate myself a lot more. Like, even though, like, the insights were coming from someone else, it's like she confirmed what I already knew. So it was, like, cool to know that I was, like, that in tune with myself, and I'm actually not that far off. Like, I'm doing pretty well, and I'm gonna be alright. And it almost feels like, though I may have, like, an absence of, like, relationships, I still have, like, it's like I make up for that, like, with my relationship to, like, spirituality and the universe and all that. It's like I get to have these deep, like, revelations that I can share with the world, even though they feel really isolating to have. But it's just, like, it's all balanced in its own weird way. And I'm grateful for me. Like, I love you, man. You're freaking awesome. With your stupid bow. But yeah. Anyway, that was my first, like, in-person tarot reading. Like, I've done online ones, and it was just cool to have, like, the actual full experience. And the lady was, like, really, like, I feel like I really clicked with her energy, and I like the way she handled things and explained it. Like, it was just very comforting. And if anybody's interested in who I went to, if you're in the Jacksonville area, it was Lego Tarot. I hope I'm saying it right. Kelly Osterhout. I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry. But yeah. So that was cool. I feel like today was, like, so much more my speed than a rage room. I feel like my rage is, like, it's taken out on myself in other ways. Like, I just can't bring myself to destroy things that could be used. Like, it's just not my thing. But anyways, like, I am all for the mental abuse of a tarot reading. Yeah. So I'm gonna go, be a troll and crawl back under my bridge now. It's good to see the light for a second.